the majority of the schools will be open for the new September term on time, but I did say a few weeks ago that we may have had some challenges. Thus far, it looks as though we are in a pretty good position and most of the schools will be able to open. There are some, however, where there may be some difficulties. And I must be honest with you that in the past, one of the biggest challenges that we've had is the lack of a mobilization fund for contractors. Now, a lot of contractors have been out of work for a long time, but we're in a situation where many of them need to obviously have the capital to be able to mobilize the works for the various projects, and they've had some challenges. So we've been working with them to also try to advance some funds to be able to allow them to pay the workmen when the end of the week comes, to avoid any challenges on this site. But we are ahead of schedule on most of them. There are a few that we have had to also engage additional persons to provide oversight, because the ministry did not have enough resources internally to be able to provide the oversight over the number of schools. I think we have about 40 schools this year that we have basically targeted, and in previous years it was like around 16. So we have tried to tap in as much as possible to do a little bit more than was done in previous years, but to try to settle the school environment in a way that we can now start to talk about a lot of the other transformational issues in education that are on the agenda.
You said most of the schools, so schools that may not be open with the relocations?
Yeah, we have already started the discussions in terms of what we will do in relation to relocation. The truth be told, there are some schools where the extent of the work may even have required, even if we had started on time, we would still be behind time because of the challenges. And I think what you have to appreciate, it has to be seen in a context. No work has been done on these schools in any major way for several years, and I think if you have a house, you would know that if you start to pick down something, you start to change the tiles, all of a sudden, you can realize that there is some kind of board that needs replacing. Then when you look at another area, the roof may need doing, and so once we touch one thing, sometimes we end up discovering that there are other problems that we did not anticipate. And regrettably, that is the situation that we have found. So we are trying our best to deal with it. I believe in the next week we're going to have some meetings with the unions as well to do a walkthrough and to look at the sites that are likely to present some problems with the opening of the school term. Because I believe that, unlike in previous years where the unions were not involved in the discussions, we've actually shared with them a schedule of what we have prioritized, but we also intend to work with them to go in to see what we have done and to be able to let them know, to inform their base as well in terms of any challenges that we're going to have at the start of the school term. But we are working on relocation, and the public will be made aware in due course. But we're monitoring it. We're monitoring it. The contractors are working with us. I must tell you, from the first meeting that I had, which also was unprecedented, the minister apparently usually would not meet with the contractors, but I indicated to them the challenges that we have had in the past, the huge burden that we are facing in terms of being able to open the schools on time. And I appealed to them to basically work with us to be able to get the job done. So they too, I know, are partnering with us in a sense to try to solve a lot of the problems that we have in the schools. So I'm grateful to them for their cooperation. I've also told them that if they do bad work, then we won't get any work again from the ministry. But so they too are under some pressure from that end. But overall, I think we have had a good working relationship with the contractors, and we're trying to solve a lot of the problems that would have pre-existed us in 2018 as well.